What's up, my fellow anglers and fishing fanatics? Your old friend is here with a fresh forecast to get your lines wet and your reels screaming. Today, we're diving deep into the fishing conditions across the United States for Saturday, December 14th, 2025. This day is shaping up to be a classic early winter adventure with conditions that will challenge some but reward those who know where to look. Expect typical December chill, but don't let that fool you. There's some real magic waiting for us out there, especially for those who adapt to the cold water game. We're going to break down exactly what to expect and how to bag those trophy fish, so stick around, you won't want to miss these tips. All right, friends, let's talk tactics for some of our favorite species this time of year. First up, for our saltwater warriors in the Gulf and Atlantic coastal regions, we're focusing on redfish and speckled trout, geeked for redfish. You'll want to target those shallow flats, especially later in the morning and early afternoon when the sun has had a chance to warm the water just a few degrees. These areas, particularly those with dark, muddy bottoms or oyster shells, will hold a few extra degrees that the reds absolutely love. Look for them pushed tightly together in inshore areas, often schooling up due to cold fronts. A medium-action spinning rod with soft plastics in natural colors, like a matrix shade in ultraviolet, on a 1/4 ounce jig head, slowly bounced along the bottom, can be deadly. For a more aggressive approach, a weedless spoon fished over grass flats or oyster shells can also be very effective. Now for speckled trout, they'll be heading for deeper channels and basins to avoid the coldest water. Focus on the mouths of tidal rivers and main bay areas where water temperatures might be slightly higher in deeper pockets, around 40 to 50 feet down. Jigging with soft plastics or small topwater plugs, especially when fished slowly, can draw strikes. Remember, trout metabolism is slower, so think subtle, slower presentations. Moving to freshwater, especially for my Midwest and Northern state friends, let's talk about walleye and crappie. Walleye are going to be schooling up in deeper lake basins and along prominent main lake points and humps. They're comfortable in colder water, so look for depths ranging from 20 to 40 feet. Downsize your lures to small spoons or blade baits and present them slowly. Vertical jigging or slow trolling with minnows are classic winter walleye tactics. Below dams on the Mississippi River, you might find some excellent action as they migrate. And for crappie, this is prime time. They school tightly around brush piles and submerged structures in 10 to 20 feet of water. They remain active feeders, particularly during the midday when the sun warms the water slightly. Small minnows, tiny jigs, or soft plastics under a bobber, fished slowly and patiently, will entice these schooling beauties. Look for cleaner water conditions, which winter often brings. Let's break down the conditions for Saturday, December 14th. Across the USA, we're looking at cool to cold air temperatures, averaging around -2 degrees Celsius or 28 degrees Fahrenheit, though it will vary greatly by region, from freezing in the north to mild 60-degree Fahrenheit temperatures in the southern regions. Atmospheric pressure will likely show a general trend towards stable or slowly rising conditions after any passing cold fronts, which is typically a good sign for fishing. We can expect moderate winds, likely from the north or northwest in many areas, which helps clear the water but also brings a chill. As for precipitation, forecasts suggest a fairly typical December day, with little to no rain or snow on the 14th itself. Water temperatures are firmly in their winter descent, ranging from the low 50s Fahrenheit, 10 to 12 degrees Celsius, in many inshore southern waters to much colder, even near freezing, in northern lakes and rivers. This cooler water significantly slows down the metabolism of most fish, making them less active and more lethargic. They'll be conserving energy so they won't chase fast-moving baits. This is why we focus on slower presentations and targeting those slightly warmer pockets of water where bait fish might also congregate. Tailwaters, those rivers fed by dams, will offer more consistent water temperatures, often staying in the 50s Fahrenheit, which can be a real hotspot for trout. Now, for the lunar cycle, December 14th, 2025, finds us in the waning crescent phase. The moon will be about 24 to 29% illuminated. Some old-school anglers might tell you that a waning crescent can mean a slower bite, as the moon rises around midnight and sets around noon, meaning less moonlight during prime feeding hours for some species. However, in my experience, a stable waning crescent, especially when combined with favorable weather conditions and rising midday temperatures, can still provide consistent fishing. Don't let the moon phase deter you. It's just one piece of the puzzle. Overall fish activity for this December day will be moderate, leaning towards good in areas where fish are concentrated due to cooler water temperatures. Species like redfish, speckled trout, walleye and crappie will be active, though you'll need to adjust your tactics. Bass will be more capricious, while sheepshead can offer excellent action in coastal areas. The key is finding those stable temperature zones, deeper water in lakes and rivers, or sun-warmed shallow flats in saltwater. So, I'm calling the overall fishing assessment for December 14th, 2025 as moderate to good. Eads with strong potential for those who fish smart. The stable pressure and potential for midday warming are our friends here. All right, my friends, that's your fishing forecast for Saturday, December 14th. I wish you all tight lines and screaming reels out there. Get out, enjoy the quiet of winter fishing, and make some memories. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more forecasts and tips, and tell me in the comments below, what are your favorite winter fishing spots and what are you hoping to catch this weekend? Share your wisdom and let's keep the fishing community strong. Tight lines, everyone.